Welcome to Amplifyre's interview series. My name is Kristian, and joining me today is the Chief Technology Officer at Vinta Software, Filipe. Filipe, welcome to the series, my friend. How are you today?
I'm very good, Kristian. How are you?
Great, and I'm happy to have you on, especially for the topic we're talking about today, because as you may know, we are becoming a more digitized society globally, and the need for product development is at an all-time high. Today we're talking about how software companies can stay competitive by delivering high quality products as fast as possible. So to start us off, Filipe, maybe you can describe what are some key trade-offs in balancing speed and quality, and should companies prioritize them during the development process?
Great question, Chris. So people frequently talk about speed and quality as if it was a direct trade-off, as if either you have one or the other. In the way I see it, it only looks like that if you are considering a very short period of time. Quality is actually an enabler of speed. Going faster for a long period of time often comes at a cost of slowdowns later on, things like technical debts, bugs, incidents, and architecture that doesn't scale. The goal should be to go on a healthy and consistent speed. So instead of starting fast and slowing down later, because of quality problems, you should find a balance that allows for consistent and predictable speed over the whole journey. Short bursts to meet deadlines are fine. It's okay to have them, but they should be accompanied by periods of refocusing on quality. And actually, practical research data shows that teams who foster practices that are linked with quality actually deliver faster and with more reliability. Another thing that's very important to keep in mind is that quality does not mean perfection. It means it's optimal for the given context. Going over what's optimal is actually the opposite of quality. It's over-engineering, and that leads to a bunch of other problems and eventually also to slowdowns. How you measure speed is also very important. It's natural for team speed to vary over a short period of time, as I mentioned before. So it's better to keep a long-term tracking and pay attention to the trends. So for example, throughput. You can measure throughput of the team, and that can indicate slowdowns and trigger course correction actions, such as investing more on quality. It's possible to use the rate problems occur as a counterweight measure as well. So you make your goal to maximize throughput, but also maintaining a reasonable rate of problems. And when I say problems, that means incidents, that means bugs, technical debt. So those are counterweights. You go faster, you see the throughput increasing. If you then see more problems happening, then you can rethink and adapt to the context. So in the end, the speed versus quality debate is also about risk management. It needs to be a transparent negotiation between the development team and the business stakeholders so it can reflect the business goals. It's okay to prioritize speed if you are consciously accepting to take more risk. But the key is to keep track of metrics so you can always make informed decisions about the next steps.
No, 100%. And I couldn't agree with you more. Especially, data is king. So being able to take a look at those metrics, I think, is immensely important. So on that note, what are some of the tools and processes that can be used to ensure the rapid delivery of high quality software? And how do they support the development team in meeting project timelines?
So in our experience at Vinta, it all depends on the context. Whatever you use, it needs to adapt to the business strategy. Things like the financial situation of the company, the size of the company, what market it's in, and many other factors. So there are some practices that are transversal that can be used and applied to all contexts, but even those, they need to adapt to context either by changing how they're applied or by regulating how much effort will be invested. So for example, you have automated testing. So the goal for automated testing is ensuring that code changes doesn't break existing functionality. It's also a goal to catch bugs early in the development process. And the idea is that it generates an environment where people can go faster because tools will signal when something breaks. And also it makes the team feels more comfortable speeding up and managing risk, so perhaps they can opt to go a little faster because they know that if something breaks, there is automated testing to tell them, okay, this is going wrong, you need to fix this. There are many approaches to automated testing, and it's also a great example for what I said about adapting. So automated testing, you have many kinds, such as unit tests, integration tests, and end-to-end tests. And each of those, each of them will have different benefits and also cost. So for instance, unit tests, they are very fast, they are easy to write, but they run in a separate environment from your actual application. When you look at end-to-end tests, it's actually as if there was a user clicking through the interfaces. And when you do that, you make the testing much more effective. So end-to-end tests are, in general, more effective than unit tests at catching problems, but they are very much a lot more expensive to write, to maintain, and also to run. They are very slow. So when you're deciding what's going to be your approach with regard to testing, you have to take all of that into consideration and also consider the business needs. So what kind of market are you writing this software for? What are the risks of breaking? What's the impact of breaking things? And you take all of that in consideration and you decide what's going to be your testing strategy. Another tool is monitoring and logging. And the goal for monitoring and logging is to provide visibility into the performance and the behavior of the application, especially in critical situations. And they enable the team to assess risk and take decisions based on real-time data and plan for the future. So some examples of commercial tools to do monitoring would be New Relic, Datadog, Sentry, and Honeycomb. Those are all great tools that can be used to give you a window into this information about the software you're running. Another process and very good practice is having continuous integration. So the goal for continuous integration is to automate the building, testing, and deployment of the code changes. It's very effective at removing toil from the team. So you want to have your team focused on writing the new software, fixing problems, improving performance, and remove everything that is just like toil, the things that are not actually producing much value to the product. So when you automate deployment through continuous integration, you make these things much better. It also makes safer to change and fix problems, just because like now you don't have to worry about like this after process. You just do your thing, fix the problem, and say, okay, deploy that to me. I don't want you to be involved on the manual process of what needs to happen before the software is live on the internet. So some examples of tools for doing continuous integration would be Jenkins, Travis CI, Circle CI, and there are many others available. It's just a question of exploring and choosing what makes sense for your context. Another process that's very, very effective in that side is code reviews. So the idea is that no code goes live before at least one other person in the team reviews it. And the goals of code review are promoting collaboration between developers, improving code quality, catching bugs early, and promoting collective ownership and knowledge sharing among the team. Just like in the same category of code review, you also have pair programming. That's the process of having two developers working together on the same problem. It's very helpful to kickstart complex features. It promotes discussions early on when you don't have yet software written, so it's much easier to change things and propose new designs. Pair programming is also very effective at unblocking people. So when you have someone stuck at some specific problem, you can invite some other person from the team to collaborate and fix that faster. And finally, I think another very important tool that is actually very widespread in the market is just agile methodologies. So you have the Scrum and Kanban; those are the most popular ones, and they provide flexible framework for planning, delivery, and continuously improving software through a cycle of small iterations. They allow the team to respond quickly to change. The thing is, there's no point of going faster if you're not working on the right thing. So that process of small iterations of learning as you go, it's essential for both quality and for speed.
Yeah, it's super interesting. You brought up collaboration, and maybe we should quickly talk about that before we wrap up today. So what role does collaboration between, let me try that one more time. So this is going to be question 3, take 2, in 3, 2, 1. It's very interesting, and you mentioned collaboration, so I think maybe we should talk a bit about that before we wrap up today. So what role does collaboration between development, quality assurance, and product teams play in maintaining the balance between speed and quality in software development?
Awesome. So collaboration is a key indicator of a mature team. It enables a team to work towards delivering value and not just isolated features. So like it links to everything we talked before. Mature teams understand business needs and is well aligned with stakeholders. A developer can be very fast at writing code, but a collaborative team can be much more effective at unlocking out-of-the-box solutions that are more aligned with the business goal and are simpler to deliver. Collaboration also goes beyond having a team of developers talking with a team of designers as if they were in separate organizations. Collaboration needs to be built into how teams are formed. The idea is to mix areas of expertise into cross-functional teams, allowing people to have shared goals. So developers, designers, product managers, C-levels, they are all in the same boat. So they should have the same objective, and they should feel as if they were in the same team working towards the same objective. So one example of that kind of collaboration, when you think about designers, they are very good at optimizing for the user experience, but they are not always able to optimize for decreasing development complexity. So you need developers and designers working together and constantly feeding back within each other. So whenever design learns something and wants to do something, they propose to the development team. They work together. Development team tells design what's harder to do, what approach would be faster to write, what's more performant, And this kind of interaction is what's going to end up with a great product for everyone, for the business, for the users, and also for the team developing that product. Collaboration also allows identifying problems early. So, for example, a process we use here at Vinta is RFCs. Those are requests for comments. So those are documents that they are a way to debate architecture early on in the development process. So instead of like just picking a new card and starting working on a new solution, you write a document proposing what you're going to do and how it affects the system. And that allows us to have more insight, have more debate, and identify problems early on, identify how we can make our solutions much cheaper and faster to deliver. And I think my last thing about collaboration would be on how it allows teams to share knowledge. So think about ramping up a new person in the team. You need this person up to speed and delivering fast and knowing about the context, the business context, and the software context of that product very early on. And when you're collaborating, you are allowing these people to be up to speed much faster. When we at Vinta engage with new customers, our goal is to develop a partnership that it should look like as if we were one single team. And that's all about collaboration. We want everyone in the team to be in direct contact with people from the customer. We want people asking questions. We want and even business questions and proposing business solutions. And the goal should be we are all in the same boat. We are all trying to simplify. We are all trying to deliver more value to our customers. It's not their customers, it's our customer. Also in that sense, customers have direct access to all material we develop, from code docs to design specs, and we encourage them to review everything and to ask questions. We think that level of transparency is key for us to be able to fully understand the business of our customers and allows us to adapt our work to fit their unique context and needs. By doing that, we are able to be more assertive in our proposals and to deliver more value to their business. There is no process that fits all cases. Every new customer, we need to re-educate, rethink, repropose what we do. Of course, we have like our framework of doing things, but we're always trying to adapt. And adaptation is very key on agile software development. We want to be agile, so we need to react fast, we need to adapt and be able to deal with change. I think everything we talked today, it all translates into software delivered and validated early on with customers. And so it's very beneficial not only for the users, but also for the team working on that product. It makes people more aligned with the vision. It makes people enjoy and celebrate much more the impact of their work on the day-to-day.
Yeah, it's super interesting, and I think we can talk about this for a long time. What you guys are doing there is pretty awesome. Especially you mentioned about sharing knowledge and how important that is. And that's something that we try to do here with this interview series is to share that knowledge of different companies and the experience that they have. So I know you guys have a lot more knowledge to share, and if people are interested in finding out more about Vinta software, where can they go?
So sharing knowledge is actually one of the key things we've been doing like since the very beginning of the company. We have a very active blog in our website that's vintasoftware.com, VINTA software.com. So we have blog posts about software development, about product management, about design. Another very interesting thing we have there is our playbook. So if you go to vintasoftware.com/playbook, you'll find like kind of a map of how we like to work. And that goes like from how we like to interact within our teammates and also how we interact with our customers. That's very linked with our values and how we think software development should be done in a great environment and with business and value and users in mind. So you will also find some pieces about in our website. You will also find pieces about our current and past clients and how we were able to help them. And yeah, I think we have a YouTube channel. We've been doing talks in conference all over the world since the very beginning of the company. So knowledge sharing is something we much enjoy doing. And just look around. You can start from the website, and if you want to know more, just like reach us. We are very happy to collaborate. We are very happy to share knowledge, even if that's not only about doing a new project with you. Just shoot us a question, ask about something technical, about something about design, and I'm sure we'll be happy to answer those.
That's fantastic. So go check out Vinta Software. The links are in the description. Filipe, I got to say, it's been quite an informative discussion today. I really appreciate you taking the time to join us.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Kristian.